What's going Oh shit. Damn. So that's one way to start a damn video. So
Rise.
what's going on, everybody? First off, thanks again for tuning in. I just wanted to update you guys on not just what's going on, but how I'm feeling about what's going on, because a lot of times a lot of people tend to share the same thoughts and same experiences, but nobody talks about them. So I'm getting closer and closer to the date where I start my time at Lambda. I'm already in the Slack channel and trying to get to know everybody and everything, but so I'm getting closer to that time. Today I actually had to call General Assembly and talk to the dude who in the last video I called him Jacob. That's not his real name. That's just the name that I use in order to not say his real name, because I don't want to put him out there like that. But I had to call them in order to cancel my application with them and everything. So I think altogether just the down payment is like $250 with them. So he said I was gonna get about $100 back, and then $150 for processing, which god damn, that is some processing right there. You must be processing to another dimension or something. So but whatever. It's just one of those gambles that you got to take. You want to hold your seat and you don't know what's going to happen. So, and I don't want to sound like I'm bashing General Assembly. I'm pretty sure they're an awesome school. They sound like it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have grown to the level that they have grown. They've got a whole bunch of boot camps, not just in America, but other parts in the world. So they're a pretty good school. They just weren't what I was looking for at the time. Plus, I actually know people who graduated from Lambda, and I mean, they had amazing things to say about it. It's pretty much one of those, this is gonna change your life type of things. And so I'm figuring if I'm gonna go to a boot camp, I'm gonna go to one that people are even saying that this ain't even a boot camp, this is an actual school, and it is going to change your life, because I don't want to waste my time or feel like I wasted my time or take my chances on something that might waste my time. So there's that. Another thing is, because I have been interacting with a lot of the other people who are going to be my peers, I don't know all of their experiences or how long they've pretty much been coding on their own, or if they went to college, or what they learned. For all I know, a bunch of them could have gone to 17 boot camps before coming over here or something. But it does seem like a lot of them have a lot more experience than I do in a lot of matters. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that they talk about, most of it are stuff I don't understand yet, or I've heard of but never actually had a chance to touch. And so a little bit of anxiety is going on there, because I feel like they're already ahead, and so I feel like it's a little bit too late for me to catch up. So I might as well just try to work on the strengths of what I got right now. So I'm working on a lot of the challenges that they got, trying to get better at not just at JavaScript, but just problem solving in general, because when you're learning on your own, I don't know if everybody else does this, but I know I do. When I'm trying to solve a problem, I'm guessing and guessing and guessing, and I kind of just keep going until it finally works, and I see a problem with that. And so while doing these challenges that Lambda has, they sent me a list of I think it was about 57 challenges. In the first day I probably got through I want to say maybe 20, and then on the 21st or something around that range, I was like, whoa, it just got real, so that one challenge took me probably about a day and a half or so to complete. And then the second challenge took me maybe about half of a day, so they keep getting harder and taking longer and all that. But at the same time, while they're doing that, my thought process is changing on how I solve these problems. So and I'm seeing the changes. I'm seeing that I'm no longer just writing a bunch of stuff down just to see if it's the right answer or not. I'm breaking everything down into its own individual problems. So one way I like to look at it is, most of the time in coding, you have the answer. You know what you want the system to do. That's the answer. So if I want you to print something out on the screen, that's the answer. Now you got to figure out what the rest of the problems are. And the way you do that, a lot of times you can do that with pseudocode, right? So pseudocode is you sit there and you write down, okay, step one, I want it to do this. After it does that, I want it to do this. After it does that, I want it to do this. If this happens, I want this to happen. So that's the pseudocode of it. But these are the problems that make up the code. I want it to do this, that, that's a problem. How do you get it to do that? That's where you write it down in the code. But once you figure it out that way and you think of it that way, rather than I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just going to do a bunch of random things, it changes your complete mindset on how you want to proceed with your code. So it makes it cleaner, makes the process go by a lot smoother. You probably cut your time in half. You spend less time stressing about what you're doing wrong and more time just trying to figure out what the next step is. You break it down into steps pretty much. So that's something that I'm already learning, and I haven't even started the bootcamp yet. Mind you, I've been coding on my own since like last August, for a few hours a day and however long I could do on the weekend. And it's just now starting to hit me. And I've gone to like sites like Code Wars, and I mean, their easiest challenge is probably the hardest challenge I've ever seen in my life. So I didn't get too far on that. I think I finished like one challenge on that, to be honest, and and I'm not proud of that, but that's what it is. You can do what you can do, and I don't know how much knowledge in JavaScript or whatever language you're trying to code in you need to have before you go to that site. They don't give you much in the way of hints, I guess, because they like the fact that people figure out different ways to do it. There's a lot of times there's no best or most ideal way to solve a problem. There's like 20 different ways to solve a problem. And so your way, I mean, it may not be the prettiest, but it solves the damn problem. Then you can probably go back once you learn some more, revisit your code, and with more experience you realize that further down the line it might not be the most efficient way. So you go back, clean it up, do what you got to do, as long as it works. So a little bit of anxiety starting to build up just from seeing like how knowledgeable everybody else is, but at the same time, that kind of fuels my excitement, because that means that I'm gonna be hanging out with people who might be able to explain things to me, and I might be able to learn some from. And so far they seem like really cool dudes. I actually met one guy, Patrick Thompson. So he's already he's in the previous class before me, and I actually met him through Josh Fluke's website, and got to talk to him a few times over the On Focus Discord. That's Josh Fluke's Discord. Real cool dudes. A bunch of people over there all trying to get to the same goal, which is becoming programmers of some kind, whether it's through C, C++, Java, JavaScript. Do people count HTML as a programmer? Like if you say you're an HTML programmer, does that count in 2018? I honestly don't know. I saw a meme about it where somebody posted that like some lady on the ground with a dude, and it looked like he was hurt, and she's like, hey, help. And then the dude he turns back and he's like, what does he do? And then she says he's a programmer, and he said, what language? And so she answers HTML, and the dude it zooms into his eyes, and he's like, let him die. And I'm like, god damn, that's deep right there. But it had me laughing, so mission accomplished, I guess. So but whatever language that you want to learn, you can get that on the Discord over there, because there's a lot of people trying to get to that point in life. But then again, you also got a lot of people who just want to learn it as a side project. You got a lot of people who are already professionals who just want to get more proficient, or a lot of people who are freelancing. And a lot of times through freelancing, you don't get the opportunities to actually work on current projects that businesses are using. You're, for the most part, using something that you can easily pass off to a client so that they can do a lot of updates to their stuff through maybe like an administrator portal or something like that. You don't want them to have to learn code just to be able to adjust, something or to post something. At the same time, you don't want them to constantly need you all the time. You can come back for maintenance and things like that, but you don't want them to have to trail you all the time and pretty much have you on call 24/7 unless something breaks. So you get people who are like that. They can join in. And some of the people seem to have knowledge on stuff like WordPress and things like that, which I've wanted to try for a while. and I was having issues setting it up. Didn't really understand what the heck I was doing, and so I kind of said, hey, I could either spend like 2 weeks trying to figure out WordPress on my own, or I can move on and get back to, you know, JavaScript and building websites the way that I'm learning how to do. So and that's what I did. Eventually I do plan on going back and revisiting WordPress, just to see what I can do with it. Maybe build a website for a few people or something like that. Kind of just get some residual income or something like that out of it. I think that would actually be cool. So yeah, so trying to get some of that anxiety off my chest and just talking about that. Maybe other people go through the same thing, you know, whenever you run into other people, and whether you think they're more knowledgeable than you are, there's always going to be somebody who knows more than you, but then again, there's always going to be somebody who knows more than them. I don't think anybody will ever get to the point where they know everything. All right, thanks for watching, guys.